who is your favorite backup linebacker? Okay. I thought it was an interesting question. My answer right now is Mike Jones. I really am interested to see what Mike Jones can bring. I think he can fill kind of the Dorian O'Daniel role for Clemson. If he can get his mind right, for sure. Morgan mentioned that he was kind of worried about his weight, maybe a little bit. I think you said he was at 219 or something like that. I think
It's
that's
light.
yeah, he's a little bit lighter. I agree with Jason Priester, who kind of mentioned in the comments earlier. He doesn't need to be much bigger than that at that same role. I mean, obviously it's a role who does a lot of blitzing, does a lot of pass coverage, and that kind of thing. I don't think he necessarily needs to be in the 235 range. Can he be? Sure, but I think he needs to be kind of 225, maybe maxing out at 230, that kind of thing. Isaiah Simmons, I think, is like 235, but he's a really tall kid. Mike Jones isn't as tall as he is. I think he's kind of fine where he is. If he just adds, maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 pounds over his career, I think he'll be set. But I'm going with Mike Jones. Who do you got?
Well, I want to shout out to Prince. He just jumped in. He said he's on the way home from work, so I appreciate you coming in and joining us. Go watch the replay if you haven't seen it. We always have the replay up on YouTube and up on Facebook. Once it gets done, it's automatically loaded in there, so go check that out. And then you'll be able to see clips as we put them up on YouTube as well and on Facebook, so go check them out. And if you miss anything, no worries there. So you said, and this question came from Trey Carter, and we love you, man. And I would say for me, it's still going to be Jake Venables. And the main
I knew it
main
was coming.
reason reason is because, I really second 1A is Kane Patterson, because I just really in love with the guy's film, and I think he's going to be big time for sure. He's already 229. Same with Keith McGuire. So Keith McGuire. But he's got that build ready. I mean, these guys are coming in like 17, 18 years old, ready as far as size goes. Maybe not so much as far as the playbook goes. And we know linebacker is tough. But for me, I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. If you grew up your the book you read, that Brent Venables read to you before you went to bed every night, was like defensive schemes. All right, it was not like Cat in the Hat. It wasn't any Dr. Seuss. It wasn't any Goodnight Moon. It was how to blitz, and how to do a cover 2, cover 3 blitz, everything. It was everything as far as that goes. So since he had a pacifier in his mouth, he's learned about defense. And Brent
Yeah.
Venables, he should know. It should be his time. He's got the size, 235. I was like confused why his name wasn't on the summer depth chart, but like I said, don't worry about the summer depth chart. But they say he's still trying to find his spot, and Brent Venables just does not like, even for his son, does not like to just give anybody a Mike linebacker position, because that's his general.
Yeah.
That's his play caller on defense. And the reason why it's so important is it's not like Madden. I know when you think about Madden football, we love to play Madden, right? You pick the play, maybe you see the lineup, you pick the play, you see the formation, and you pick your defensive play, and then you line up and you do your adjustments, and they hike the ball. Well, it's not that way in real life, as you guys probably know. Brent Venables waits to the very last second. I think it was like the Pittsburgh game that I rewatched just out of nowhere this week, and he was waiting till like the like 10th of a second before he did his last move. You know how he does his what little things that he does. But
Yeah.
I mean, as a middle linebacker, you got to be able to see that call and relay it within fractions of seconds. You know what I mean? You got to be able to know, okay, that's what that means based on this formation. I need to tell the guys in front of me, this is what to look out for. I need to pat them on the butt and move them over to the left. I need to pat them on the butt and move them over to the right. I need to tell Isaiah, hey, this is what you need to look out for. Like you said, that Sam position is somebody that's got to be on that strong side and be careful with the tight end, be careful with the fullback, be careful with the running back. So got to be somebody that's got a head on a swivel. Same thing with the middle linebacker. And I'm just watching myself as a replay doing my hand movements. It's distracting me. I'm sorry, guys. But middle linebacker is a big deal. And but I'm looking forward to Jake Venables for sure. If you grew up under with the name Venables, you got to know what you're doing at least a little bit, right? And so I actually tweeted to Jake before they went offline, and I said, Jake, I'm looking forward to you just dominating this year. and he actually retweeted it and liked it. So I felt, I got a little pat on the back for that. A little social media pat on the back. My Twitter game is struggling, but I'm working on it. But it made me feel good that a player at least saw me, say that I think he's awesome or going to be awesome. But yeah, I think Trey, to go even further, again, it's names. We don't know them very well, but we're going to get to know them. And ESPN's going to start digging into them a lot more come a couple of games into it. Especially, I think by the North Carolina game, you're going to be like, wow, that dude, I want his jersey. You know, I think that's what you're going to see.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, I think Marty and I are the only ones that really know why you're picking Jake Venables. We know you're sucking up to his dad because of y'all's running at the recruiting dinner all those years ago. We'll have to tell that story another night. It's a good one.
I would appreciate this, Alan. This is my show. I would appreciate you avoid any making me look bad.
Oh man, you definitely made yourself look bad, no doubt about it. I had nothing to do with it. I was just there to take the picture. Okay.
Sometimes I like to ask the hard questions.
That's right.
I mean, if more people did that, America would be better.